Good morning. It is Monday, September 12th. 1 year ago today, we were shelling corn. Not this year. Which that was the earliest we'd ever gone. So, not to be expected to go this year. But anyway, it rained this weekend. It rained a lot. Much more than I was expecting. So, yeah. Sorry, I had a phone call there I had to take. But anyway, it rained this weekend a lot. I just seeded my grass, finished that up on Saturday, and all of a sudden it let loose Saturday afternoon. We ended up with 1.6 inches in about a half an hour. There was water everywhere. I think my grass is going to be okay. We actually seeded it and planted it in the ground, not just broadcast on top. So we'll see what happens and what comes up. We may have to touch it up a little bit a week or two from now, but I think we'll be okay there. We ended up with another 4/10 yesterday, so we have had 2 inches of rain over the weekend here. But it's plenty. Things are we have plenty of rain to finish the crops and get the wheat to grow. I don't need any more because I do not want this to turn into a wet, muddy harvest like we had last year. That said, it is wet, and there's not a whole lot I can do today, and I've got the boys. So what I've decided to do is make a harvest equipment tour video. We're going to show you all of our harvest equipment, stuff that we've got, things that we use in the fall, and we are getting ready for harvest. We're a couple weeks out. Okay, what is it, Brayson?
A grain cart.
A grain cart. What's cool about our grain cart?
It has tracks.
It has tracks. That's right. The boys are going to help us with this equipment tour because they know just as much as I do, don't you? Do you know what kind of grain cart this is? It is a Brent 1196 Avalanche 1100 bushel grain cart. This is the smallest of this style of grain carts, believe it or not. But it is an awesome grain cart. It's very, very heavy, well built machine. It's got equalizer tracks, so these are 42-inch wide tracks. We've got all kinds of flotation. They pivot. Not only do they pivot front to back, but they pivot side to side to help hold the ground and hug it on the roadsides when we're dumping into trucks and stuff. This grain cart we've had for 3 years now. I think this is either the third or the fourth year that we've run it, and it is awesome. It works really, really well. Everything except for the scale management system, which I've complained about before, and I'm sure I'll complain about again this fall. But other than that, we really, really like this grain cart. Has the auger on it. You can see that big cylinder right there. We'll pivot the whole thing up and down so that you can make it higher or lower, closer or farther away from the cart to reach the center of the trucks. The end of the spout tips in and out, and it also rotates front to back in order to hit exactly where you want in the truck. Have I said this cart is awesome? We really, really like this grain cart. You'll notice there's no tractor here. So what do we pull this with? Boys, do you know what? Rylan. Oh, you can't leave him for a second. What do we pull with our grain cart with? A tractor. Let's go see it. All right, this is our grain cart tractor. Rylan, what is this tractor?
The 8RX.
The 8RX 370 was brand new this spring, and it is, again, awesome. We have quite a combination here for, why do you have to climb on everything? Why is that? We have quite a combination for our grain cart and grain cart tractor, everything being on tracks. We've got our track alignment issues at least somewhat solved for now, so that is good. We can get our blocks put away. This is an 8RX 370. It's a 21 model, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a 21 model. Anyway, the nice thing about this tractor is it sets up high. The controls are awesome for running a grain cart with creeper mode and having the hydraulic controls right on the joystick, everything. This works really, really well. What do you like about this tractor?
I like the lights.
You like the lights? It does have really, really good lights, doesn't it?
And they're really cool.
They are really cool.
I like it because...
What do you like about it? Huh? You be careful up there.
Because of the track.
Because of the tracks. I like it because of the tracks too, Brayson.
I like it because I can turn on the lights.
Because you can turn on the lights, yep. So that is our grain cart tractor and grain cart. What's next? What should we show them next? The 9R? Okay, we'll do tillage equipment next. What is it? This is pan work, yeah. So we've got our 9R out here, 9510R. This is our... Yep, we got some tillage equipment back there. It's the biggest tractor Dad has. That is right. It is a 510 horsepower 9R articulated large frame tractor. We've got 800 metric duals on it.
I like this tractor because I can see how much fuel in it.
You like this tractor because you can see how much fuel is in it. Yep, it's got a sight gauge on the fuel tank right there. So this is our tillage horse. This is the one that pulls our 2730 Ripper in the fall, pulls our 45-foot field cultivator in the spring. What do you like about it, Brayson?
I like about it that it's so big.
Because it's so big. Yep.
I like about it, I know why there's so much horsepower on it.
Why is there so much horsepower?
Because that battery is really big.
Oh, because it's got a really big battery.
And I like it because of the wheels.
Because the wheels are really big. Yep.
And I like about it because the toolbox is super low.
Super low so you can get to it. Okay. Anyway, this was a 2014 model, I believe. I don't even know how many hours are on it. 3,000-ish. And yeah, so we'll go check out our Ripper. We probably are going to have to put some weights back on it. Obviously, we've got it hooked up to the scrapers right now, and Dad's got some more dirt work to do. We may have to take the scrapers off, hook up the Ripper to do some wheat stubble in the next 2 weeks, and put the scrapers back on because he's got to wait till the end of September to do some of the work that he's waiting to do. So
because I can climb on the tires.
Because you can climb on the tires easy. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go see our Ripper. All right. Here is our 2730 Ripper. It is our primary tillage tool. We pull behind that big tractor. It's a 9-shank, about 18 foot wide.
I like this thing because it has 2 toolboxes.
Because it has two toolboxes. That's right. We bought this, I believe 18 was the first year we used it, and it does a really nice job. The only thing we've had issue with, and we probably will again this year in the next week or two when we get it out, is these closing discs. Yep, they freeze up and don't turn. And that's partly, that one's okay. Partly because we leave it set outside because we don't have the storage to put it in. This thing is super long. But it does a really nice job of burying residue, ripping out the compaction, leveling it off, making it nice and smooth, and it just, this is a really, really good tool that does a lot of things at once. And so we really like this. Pull it behind our 9R, like I said, and it does.
It doesn't have a thing like this.
It doesn't, and it does the vast majority of our tillage. Now, we do have a couple of other primary tillage tools that we use, but we're going to use this anytime that we can for the most part. We've got, just a minute, bud. It's just folded in underneath. Open it up. See? We've got this little Ripper over here. This is an old 512, and similar to this, but much smaller, and it's got a single disc gang in the front, single disc gang in the back, doesn't have the leveling stuff, and it's on 30-inch spacings versus that one on 24-inch spacings. This, I mean, it does what it needs to do, but it doesn't leave it very level. It makes a ridge in the middle. This is only 12.5 foot wide. It's very slow. It is just not super efficient. So, but we can pull it behind the 8430, the 8R, the 8RX, whatever we need to. So if we get into a situation where we're late, we don't have our tillage done, we've got a lot to do, and we need to really cover some ground, we can hook this one up and run them both. Right here is our 8430. I'm guessing that's going to go on the air seeder for planting wheat. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. Could also pull that 512 or our Landall disc, which is parked on the back there. I don't think we're going to go back there and see that. We ran that the other day, but we've got a Landall 7431 vertical tillage tool that, yeah, can go behind any of those 3 tractors as well. So anyway, oh, we got one more tillage thing to talk about. And our last piece on our fall tillage fleet is our sunflower chisel plow, which we have not used for years, but we drug it out this summer. Having that 8RX kind of opens up a tractor for us and gives us the ability to use this again. It used to be a 15 shank. We took 4 of them off, turned it into 11 so that we can actually pull it. And we did use this a little bit on the one field of wheat stubble because the pans are hooked up to the 9R. May get used this fall a little bit more, but sparingly. So, and then we've got our 335R here, 2012 model tractor that It'll pull this. It could pull the 512. It could pull the Landau. We used to run the grain cart with it, but we're going to do that with the 8RX this year. So we've got some flexibility in our tillage operations. Again, we're going to do most of it with the 9R and that big ripper. No, we're not going to film the anhydrous part because that's spring equipment. Okay, we got to get back to harvest stuff. So what else should we do? Maybe semi trucks.
Semis are in here.
Okay, let's go in here and look at them. All right, semi trucks. We actually have 3 sets of truck and trailers. These are our 2 primary ones. We've got a 09 Freightliner Cascadia and 06 Freightliner Columbia. We are actively shopping for a new truck, but I don't know if anything is going to happen before harvest or not. These are Timpty 40-foot hopper bottom ag hopper trailers. They're not the same year. The other one over there is newer than this one, but they're basically identical other than that. We do have a third truck. We've got a 96 International with a 34-foot grain hopper that we have stored down to Berkey. That's right. It's down to Berkey.
And that one is so noisy.
It's so noisy. Yeah, it's a little bit louder. So these have been, the trailers are great. We have had no real trouble with those. The trucks, I don't know if I can say the same thing about the trucks. They're nice. They work, but they're a maintenance nightmare. Let's just put it that way. Here's a little bit on the other one. This Columbia here, we actually painted a few years ago, and you can kind of see there's some. It's dirty, but it's got some nice gold flake in it. It's got a really nice paint job. So those are the floater tires for the sprayer.
You could have cut one of these green cords. This one is longer.
Oh yeah, Phil uses those to plug in the trucks in the winter. That's Uncle Ron's old lawnmower.
That one right there.
Oh yeah, okay. Do you guys think it's time to go and look at the star of the harvest show? What do you think is the most important piece of equipment for harvest? The combine. Should we go show that?
Yeah, but this used to be an old disc that you used to do.
It's a drag, man. We're not going to look at that tractor right now, Brayson, because we got to go look at the combine. Okay, let's start with the heads. The 608C, that's the corn head number. It's 8-row. We actually got this as a 14 model corn head, I believe. Works just fine for us. We've upgraded some stuff. We put 360 Yield Center snapping rolls on there, which I guess maybe you can see. Yeah, not real well, but they're not the original rolls. They do a really nice job like those. The other big addition and upgrade to this year is our new stalk stompers. We put some G4 stalk stompers on here that we have not run. They're brand new. We'll see how they work. I'm excited to try them. I think they will be really nice and help out with the stubble wear on our tires. So yeah, that's our corn head. Bean head. What do you know about our bean head, Rylan?
You change the knives every year.
We change the knives every year before wheat harvest, don't we? Do you know what the model number is?
Oh, RD40F.
RD40F. That is a 40-foot. This is the new style. We bought this brand new last year. Ran it for about half of bean harvest. Why is it longer than the corn head?
Because the beans don't have as many bushels as corn.
That's exactly right, because the beans only yield maybe 50 or 60 bushels per acre, and corn might be 200. So we can't combine beans as fast as we can corn. You're exactly right. This is a really nice bean head. It's got some cool features, like a little light right here to keep our logo lit up. It has lights inside the divider points, so you can see them at night. That's really nice. The center feed section is a little bit different than our old one with the design of the drum and the belts and stuff, but works really, really well. I like the short divider points. We've got the flip over reel on this one. Yeah, this is they're very sharp. Be careful. We're not going to change them because we don't need to change them. They were done before wheat harvest, so they're nice and sharp. The guards were all brand new a year ago. They're not wore out by any means, so the head is in really good shape. We've got to put that cover back on yet, but other than that, good to go. All right, let's talk about the combine, Brayson. What do you know about it?
I know about it has big
It has big tires. Does anybody know what model number it is?
Oh, it's an S780.
It is
It's an S780.
It's an S780. That's exactly right. This was brand new last fall. It's a 21 model. It's man, this is the star of the harvest show, right? So we've got some really cool features on this combine, and some stuff that we would like to have that we don't yet, but that's all right. So like I said, brand new last year. Doesn't have a whole lot of hours on it, but it's in really good shape. We've got the power fold auger, so it's a little bit shorter for storage purposes in here. This is got basically all the options on it, except for one that we really wanted was the cameras. Let me show you over here on the other side. So a few years ago, John Deere came out with a system where they put a camera on the tailings elevator right here and on the clean grain elevator, which I believe goes right here. And it will sense the quality of the grain and the material that's being run through it second time to try and adjust the combine to run at peak efficiency and to do the best job possible. Those cameras are unavailable. They have, according to my dealer, not put a single set of those cameras on a combine that has been produced since this one. Or before this one, because none of them have them. They can't get the components. I bug them all the time about it, saying, where's my cameras? We can't get them yet. So that said, I am a fairly experienced combine operator, and I can set the combine myself, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, big tires on it. We have the 650 metric duals. We've got big tires on the rear. The problem with big tires on the rear is that this one runs right in the middle of the duals, and that cornstalk row that comes through there really can tear up these tires. And so that's why we put the stalk stompers on our corn head, to help protect those, to help protect the outside edges of these tires. And I think that'll do a nice job. Ryland's trying to get in the toolbox. What do you need? Nothing. Okay. Let's get up in the cab and show everybody the inside on this one. Well, it's a little dark in here. We've got our battery disconnect hit, so I can't turn any lights on, but got a Gen 4 command center here. I've been trying to get an extended monitor for that too, but also unavailable. However, I did figure out how to do Harvest Mobile on my iPad, so that's what this mount is for. We'll get that put in here when we get back to it. We've got our Midland Radios for communication.
I know something in here.
And this is a super nice cab. What do you guys know?
I know there's a fridge.
There is a fridge, isn't there? Underneath the buddy seat, there's a fridge in here. Oh, we got stuff in there too. Hopefully it's not all moldy.
What's moldy mean?
Yucky. Don't put that back. We're not drinking that right now.
Is it bad?
It might be. We gotta clean it out before harvest. We'll get to that.
I know something in here.
We've got foot pegs. We've got a seat that swivels, I think. Oh, maybe.
That isn't harvest.
Maybe not. Not yet.
We're
getting there, but yeah, the seat is supposed to turn on. There's a lock on it somewhere, but yeah, super nice combine.
This wasn't the same combine last year when you had trouble with the seat. Maybe this.
That's right.
What is this?
Last year we had trouble with the seat switch on our old combine, didn't we? We had to put a new seat switch in.
What
Dang,
is
he's kidding.
this?
That's a mount for my iPad. So anyway, we are super fortunate to have some really nice equipment for our harvest stuff. Between this brand new combine last year and the new 8RX and a really nice green cart being head, we're pretty fortunate, and I'm aware of that.
I know something.
What do you know?
When there's a fire, use that.
When there's a fire, use that thing to break the window and get out. You're absolutely right.
Ooh.
Nope, the lights don't work because the battery disconnect is on. So, all right, that concludes most of the harvest equipment. Oh, let's go look at the air seeder. All right, this is our air seeder that we bought last summer. We only use it really for planting wheat. It is a 30-foot air seeder with 10-inch spacing, which is a little different for us for planting wheat, but it worked fine this last year, so we're good with that. The only issue really is that it's a struggle to get our rate high enough, especially if it's a little wet or late because it was wet last fall when we want to plant a little bit thicker, but better than the drills that we used to have. We used to have a set of 1560 double drills that were a real pain to get folded up and everything, and this is nice and convenient and easy, and yeah, it's nothing outstanding, spectacular, special, but it works well for what we need it to do. What?
When I was watching your hydrous video, you had the hydrous part, and I think something blowed up.
Something blowed up on the anhydrous part? That was a year and a half ago, but you're right, it did happen. The anhydrous hoses. Okay. All right, boys. That is all of our harvest equipment. We need to go and look at our grain system a little bit, the grain bins. We don't want to get in Uncle Phil's way, and he is working out there. That is true. We'll just have to stay back a little bit. I don't know why it did it, but it did. All right, this is our grain setup. We're going to go into more detail on this some other time, but just a basic overview of what we've got here. We've got a very large bin out there to the north. That is a 120,000 bushel bin. We've got a 40,000 bushel right there in front of it. That one we put soybeans in typically. There's another one in front there that's about 45,000 bushels that we use for corn. This one here is a 21-foot diameter. That is our wet bin. Holds about 12,000 bushels of wet. Well, we can put dry corn in it, but we use it as wet storage. We've got a top dry here. Sometimes we use, sometimes we don't, kind of thing. And yeah, and we power everything with a generator. Again, we'll talk about that more some other time. So we also have a 3,000 bushel overhead bin on a superstructure that we use for hauling grain out mostly. Occasionally we'll put wet stuff up there for short-term storage or something. But and then our dryer here is a grain handler. It is a what are we? 1232, 12 something like that. I don't remember. Are we 12 tiers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12 tiers, and maybe it's 24, 12. 24 foot long. There was 8, 16, yeah, 24. So it's a pretty good dryer. I'll explain how it works sometime, but basically we draw air up, blow it up through the middle, and then it comes out through those triangles on the sides through the grain and drives the moisture out of it. And then we have two legs, a 100-foot leg that's 8,000 bushel an hour capacity. That's our wet leg coming out of the trucks and the pit and stuff. And then we have that tall one there that's the dry leg coming out of the dryer. That's only a 3,000 bushel an hour, but works really pretty well for what we do. So we do have a second grain system at our farms down to Berkey, Ohio. It's about 35 miles east of here, and we're doing a little bit of work down there right now with upgrading a dryer fan burner. We're not driving down there today just to show you that. It's a smaller system, but for the acres that we have down there, it works really well. So there you go. There's our fall harvest equipment tour. Questions and comments, let me know. But that's what we've got. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Have a great night. We will see you again tomorrow.